Hello everyone, this is Eileen again from the Experience Research Lab. Today I want to answer one of the most frequently asked questions in research, including by many of my clients in business corporate. Every year, researchers around the globe publish nearly 2 million articles on politics, economy, socio-culture, technology, environment, and legal issues. While analyzed and interpreted information is accessible from behind the desk, why should you do primary research? That is the question. Indeed, secondary research saves a significant amount of time. Thanks to advanced digital technology, most literature is now available online. While some publishers charge a small fee to access the literature, others let everyone download it for free. Secondary research, without a doubt, generally costs less than primary research. Without fieldwork or lab experiments, there is no need to work around sampling, recruitment, and incentives to pay the research participants, not to mention to collaborate and coordinate across divisions. So here comes the question. If it is possible to leave the hard work to other researchers out there and just enjoy the benefits, why should you care about primary research? If you want to learn more about secondary research, by the way, you can watch the previous video. It explains how to add an extra layer of credibility and trust with secondary research. Secondary research is valuable when it is relevant to your topic of interest, done by researchers with expertise in the field, and published by credible publishers, of course. More importantly, it comes with comprehensive information on the research methodology, sampling technique, data collection tools, and data analysis approach. Last but not least, which is as important as what I have mentioned earlier on, is the recency of data. Does it reflect the political, economic, socio-cultural, technological, environmental, and legal dynamics? The market, believe it or not, is more dynamic than expected. It affects perceptions, attitudes, and behavior significantly. While the first impression always counts, thoughts and feelings about the product, service, or experience you offer may change over time. These dynamics affect the decision-making process throughout the journey from end to end. Unfortunately, despite the credibility of the researchers, the publishers, and the methodology applied, secondary research cannot cover all of them. That is the first reason that leads to the publication of nearly 2 million new articles on various issues annually. The second reason is that these articles are either too general or incomplete. Your business is unique. The product, service, or experience that you offer to the market is not the same as even those offered by your closest competitor. Your target segment, particularly the customers, is also different. They may have different needs, wants, and expectations and preferences. As a researcher, therefore, you should investigate the validity and reliability of the information obtained from secondary research through the primary one. To help you better understand this, I will share two short stories with you. The first story is about a premium brand selling luxury fragrances. It is a global player with footprints across the world. Regardless of the region, it manages to sell its products and make a sustainable profit. Surprisingly, this success does not replicate in the new region. It is agricultural land where people are farmers and live with cows, goats, and many domestic animals. It is an eye-opening failure because the finding from the secondary research says that the region is politically stable. Even though the majority are farmers, they have pretty strong economic power. These people are social creatures who faithfully hold on to their cultures. They are not tech-savvy, but they are not technologically illiterate either. Whatever you name it, they care about the environment. From the legal point of view, there seems to be no issue whatsoever. So what is the problem? Where does it lie? To answer the question, the brand eventually conducts primary research. They visit the region, observe everything visible, and talk to the people who do not even try its product. It turns out they do not even try its product. Is it too expensive? No. Is it too big or too small, the bottle, for example? Neither. So why don't you try it all? Because it looks like Gomotra. That's what everyone says. In case you don't know what Gomotra is, it is the cow urine. And yes, these farmers feel disgusted by the fragrances of which color looks similar to Gomotra. The second story is about a non-profit organization serving the least developed countries, where limited clean water supplies have caused waterborne illness, such as Escherichia coli-induced diarrhea, cholera, typhoid fever, giardia, hepatitis A, and dysentery. To solve the problem, the organization decides to dig more wells and distribute the water to stations closer to the local settlements, where mothers, wives, and girls get the water safely. Ironically, despite the closer proximity, safer path, and less time required for travel, these mothers, wives, and girls keep going to the source far away from home. They could have saved hours to get a few buckets of water daily, but why do they keep on doing this? Again, as advised early, none of the information obtained from secondary research can help answer the question. There is no choice but to jump into the field, observe, and ask them. The observation and interviews with these mothers, wives, and girls suggest that the building centralized water station does not solve their problems. Instead, they only worsen their lives. Yes, waterborne diseases are big problems. Many suffer from them. But on top of this, there is something more critical. It is domestic violence, which is considered normal from generation to generation. The water source far away from home has been the getaway for these mothers, wives, and girls, so they can save their bodies and minds from their husbands and the community who normalize violation and abuse. At least for a few hours, they can talk to each other and share their pains. Getting water from the centralized water station will make them spend more time at home, where they get violated and abused physically and verbally. Reading or listening to these stories, you might think, I'm not selling fragrances for serving such people. We now live in the 21st century. Everything is digital. They are no longer relevant to my work. Okay, let's say that you work on a digital platform. As a researcher or a product designer, you must have done your research, which is secondary. Information obtained from the secondary research suggests that touch screen mode is better for eyes and thus enhances online users' reading experience. So should you jump into product development for dark screen mode? I wouldn't suggest so. It is your call actually. You must have considered several things, but whenever possible, you should conduct primary research by running an experiment followed by an in-depth interview with the users. With primary research, you can save yourself and the whole team. It allows you to take the information from secondary research as a hypothesis to test. The second reason is that the previous research design may focus on different users. For instance, it collects data from a small samples of Gen Xers who spend most of their time at home. How does the dark screen mode affect the reading experience of the younger generations? To answer the questions, you can collect more data from the highly mobile Gen Zers. Third, the landscape is continuously changing. As Heraclitus once said, there is nothing permanent except change. The information obtained from secondary research may be outdated. People's favorite yesterday can turn into everyone's enemy tomorrow. To summarize, it is fair to say that secondary research is advantageous because it allows the researcher to explore the topic of interest in a time-efficient and cost-effective manner. Nevertheless, it cannot replace the benefits offered by primary research. Well-designed and well-executed primary research is worthwhile to meet specific business objectives with actionable insights. In the upcoming video, I'll answer another question. Do you have to do secondary research first? Which one comes later? Today, I'll leave you here. Thank you for being with me. If you want to learn more about research, secondary, primary, qualitative, or quantitative, please subscribe, visit our website, listen to our podcast, and join our community on LinkedIn and Twitter. See you again, and cheers.